Over the past 7 years, I've been able to build up several successful dropshipping stores using a variety of different suppliers. But today I want to specifically show you step by step how to dropship from CJ Dropshipping onto eBay. And that's because CJ Dropshipping is a great supplier to use if you're a complete beginner who wants to find a way to make money online that doesn't cost a lot of money up front. If that's you, then make sure to pay attention to every step I'm going to show you in this video. All right, so to get started with this, the first thing that you're going to need is an eBay account. So head on over here to ebay.com and click on the top left where it says register. And go ahead and fill out all of the information that it asks you for during the setup process. Now, setting up an eBay account is free, but eBay is going to require you to put in some bank account information during this registration process. And that's actually necessary so that eBay can send you your money and actually pay you. So just be prepared for that and have that information ready. If you already have an eBay account, then you should use the one that you already have. And that's because every account on eBay has what's called a selling limit. It's the number of items that you can list for sale and sell every single month. So the higher the limit is, the better. And generally speaking, older accounts like this one will have higher limits than newer accounts. So if you have an older account that you're not using, like I'm not using this one, then go ahead and just use that account instead of registering for a new one. After signing up for an eBay account, you'll want to actually find some products to sell on eBay. And that's where CJ Dropshipping comes in. CJ Dropshipping is a great website to dropship from because it has such a huge variety of different items that you can purchase or actually dropship onto eBay in so many different categories. And usually everything here is actually quite cheap. Now, the problem is that because there are so many items for sale, how do you know which ones specifically to actually sell on eBay? So to find the best products to sell, we're going to do some product research. The key with this is to find profitable products with high demand and low competition in order to increase the chances that our items will actually sell. When doing product research on eBay, we usually look for a number of things like how well an item is selling on eBay, how much the item costs, if the item is good quality, and how long it's going to take for the item to actually reach our buyers. So with that in mind, let's actually start to look for some products that we can dropship onto eBay successfully. So what I like to do is I like to start right here on the CJ Dropshipping homepage, and you can navigate here to a random department. So I came in here and I came into the pet supplies department. And you want to pick a product here that is relatively popular on CJ Dropshipping. So this information right here tells us where it says list. That gives you an idea of how popular the items are. So I went ahead and looked at this one right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. And by looking at it here on CJ Dropshipping, we have no idea if this is going to be a good item to dropship onto eBay. But we're going to use this to find other people who are dropshipping from CJ Dropshipping onto eBay, and then go ahead and see what products they're actually selling on eBay. And we do that by just coming to the title, copying it down, and coming over here to eBay and actually searching for that title. And we'll see if anyone is selling this exact same one. So if we look at the images of this product, it has this dog, this golden retriever, right, on this what is this, like this protector for the back of your car. So let's see if we can find ones with the same images like this one right here. So I'll go ahead and open that up in a new tab. That's not the same one. That's all I was able to find, right? So coming in here now, we could see that this is the seller right here. And I see that they only have 3 feedback, which isn't very much. I'm usually looking for sellers that have at least 20, at least 30 feedback somewhere in there, because then they'll have enough sales history that I'm actually interested in them. This one doesn't have a lot of sales history, so that's not one I'm interested in. And I wasn't able to find any other seller selling this exact same one. So let's try a different product and we'll see if we can find something else. So let's try to find like this one right here has, this one has even more on their on lists. So go ahead and copy this down and we'll come over here to eBay and we'll search for this one. And we're looking for ones that have this image of this little puppy with a pink water bottle that they're drinking out of. Here's one right here, but I can immediately see that this seller has 0 feedback. So not very helpful. A lot of these sellers have 0 feedback. So you see that this can sometimes be quite a lengthy and long process that can be kind of frustrating. And that's why I always use software to help me with this process. There's actually software designed by eBay dropshippers for eBay dropshippers to make this entire product research a lot easier. This is a software I use. It's called Zeke. And what it does is it allows you to quickly find these items. And there's different ways that you can do that, but I'll show you what I think is the easiest way to go about using it. So if we come over here on the left and click on product research, this is the product research tool. And we'll do the same thing we did before, but we'll do it here on Zeke instead. So I'll come over to a random product like this one right here. So I'll open up this one and I will copy down the title, or usually I just copy down the first few words of the title. Copy that. And I'll go ahead and paste it into Zeke and click on search, and we'll see what comes up for us here. All right, so we see that there are 18 listings that show up, and by looking at these, you can see that these are really close to what we see here on CJ Dropshipping. So this is the item right here. It's this G-shaped light, right? And we can see that there are other people selling this exact same thing right here. Several sellers, in fact. And the really cool thing is that we can actually sort this by the amount of feedback that these sellers have. So if I click on this right here at the top, we're going to see the sellers with the most feedback. Now, I'm not interested in this one because this looks like they're selling something that they have in stock. They took this photo themselves. But this one is a match to what we see on CJ Dropshipping. This person is a dropshipper, is what it looks like. So what I can do now is all I have to do is click this button right here, Scan Seller. And this will look at all of the items in that seller store and will rank them from the most popular one to the least popular item in their store. So coming down here, we can see, let me zoom out just a little bit so you can see this a little better. All right, we can see that there is this, I don't know, some sort of perfume mini travel bottles. These have sold 135 times in total. More importantly, though, these items have sold 71 times in the past month. That is really important information because that tells us that this item is popular right now. This is an item that people are looking to buy and are buying right now. That's something that you can't get from eBay. You are not able to get those 30-day sales. So that's why Zeke is so powerful, and also because it helps you sort through this information faster. We also have these digital hearing aids, this wooden jigsaw puzzle that has sold dozens of times in the past month. We see a lobster dog toy that has sold 17 times in the past month. These are all items that I would sell myself and find on CJ Dropshipping. And we know that this seller is already using CJ Dropshipping, so a lot of these items will probably be able to find there. So for instance, let's look for this lobster dog cat toy. So I'll come up here and look for lobster dog cat toy and see if we can find something similar to that. Not seeing it here, but it's possible. I'm just looking in the wrong place, the wrong category. Let's just try searching for lobster dog toy. Not seeing it here. Sometimes what I find is that actually if I just search Google, I'll search for lobster dog toy CJ Dropshipping. Sometimes Google is actually better at searching CJ Dropshipping's website than CJ Dropshipping searches. And in fact, there we go right there. It was actually able to find it for us using Google. So this is the item right here. I would go ahead and sell this one, list it up for sale myself because I know this item does well because Zeke is telling me that it does well. Zeke is showing me that this item has done well. So what I would do is go through every single item in this seller store. And if the item is selling right now in the past 30 days, if it has more than 3 sales, I'll go ahead and list it for sale in my own eBay store. Then I would return back to the prior list and look at other people that are selling this light and do the same thing, scan their store as well. By the way, if you want to try Zeke for yourself, what I've done is I've put together a guide that includes all of my top dropshipping software that I recommend and use for dropshipping. And there's some bonus information in here as well that I never reveal on YouTube. So if you want this free guide for yourself, make sure to click the first link down below. This guide is completely free. And if you use the link for Zeke that I include inside this guide, you'll be able to try out Zeke completely for free. So make sure to download it at the first link down below. Now that we have a product from CJ Dropshipping that we actually want to sell, we can go ahead and create a listing for it here on eBay. Now, the old way of doing this was very manual. We would physically have to copy everything from CJ Dropshipping and paste all of that information over here into eBay. Then we would have to download every single one of these images and then upload them all into eBay. But that way is just way too slow. Now we actually have software that can do that for us. And this is a software that I use. It's called Autods. If you're trying to follow along with me, inside that guide that I mentioned before, you can get a link to Autods and you'll be able to try it out for just $1. So again, you can download this guide at the first link down below. Once you actually sign up using that link and get your account all set up, you can actually start to list your items, which is really easy to do with this software. All I'm going to do is click on the top left where it says Add Product, click on Single Product, and I will return back to this toy. I'll go ahead and copy down the URL, and I will paste that URL in here. Now, if I click Publish to Store, that item will then be live in my eBay store. But first, what I like to do is I like to do some fine tuning of this listing. So I'll go ahead and click on Edit Now Quick. And that will pull in all of this information about this product, pull in everything related to the listing. So we have here the title. It will automatically select a category and some tags for you. It will pull in the description. It will pull in the images. It will make item specifics for you. So none of that you have to do yourself. All of that is automated. But what I do suggest that you do is just optimize this listing. Make it as good as possible. First, that means that I first look at the images and make sure that I like them and that there's none here that are just kind of weird and strange. So for instance, this image just looks kind of sloppy right here. So I would go ahead and delete this image. If there's any that I think would make a better main image, I'll go ahead and set that one as the main image. So for instance, I like this image a little bit better, so I'll click Set as Main Image. And the benefit to that is that anyone else who's listing this product is going to be using this image right here, the default one. I've made my default one different, so my listing will stand out a bit. It will also pull in all the different variations. So you see this one right here is available in different variations. Usually different variations are different colors or different sizes. This one, I'm not going to spend too much time trying to figure it out. It has something to do with the electronics in it. If you didn't want that, you could just delete any of the variations, or you can leave them in there. And then finally, the thing that I'll look at is the title. This title is from CJ Dropshipping. And the one thing I'll say is that the CJ Dropshipping titles aren't that good. A lot of times they're written by the seller who is based in China, and English is not their native language. So the titles can sometimes not be good. So what you want to do is you want to optimize this for eBay. You want to change up this title to fill it with keywords that people are going to be searching for when they're looking for, in this case, dog toys. So I'll go back to Zeke Analytics for this because they actually have a title builder built in. So I'll click on the left where it says Title Builder. And what you want to search for here is you want to put in here kind of generally what this item is. So this is a cat toy, right? That's a lobster. That might be a little bit too specific, but let's see what it comes up with. So what it's going to tell you is that when people search for lobster cat toys, they also search for these other things. So we have pet interactive toys, has a large search volume. Dogs, cats, USB has pretty good search volume. Cats, USB charging. These are more long tail keywords that have multiple words in it. And on the right, we have general keywords. So toys is very popular, lobsters, charging, interactive, dogs, shrimp. If any of these keywords apply, I am going to use them in my title. So let's start to build out this title ourselves. So coming back over here, let's just get rid of this because I just don't like the title at all. We will call this, let's start with Pet Interactive Toys. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And we can see up here, it's starting to build the title for us. And it even tells us, hey, you can only have up to 80 characters. You've so far used 20 of them. So what else do I want to include? Well, we can use dog, cats, USB, because that's included. This is a USB charged. Lobster, I'll include that one. Charging, I'll include that one. We have the word interactive already. We have the word dogs, cats. This is not shrimp, right? This is, well, I guess I'm not sure if this is a lobster or a shrimp. It kind of looks like a shrimp to me, not a lobster. So I'm going to include the word shrimp in there because it looks more like a shrimp to me than, well, actually, no, it does look like a lobster. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section down below. Is this a shrimp or is this a lobster? I'm just going to include both in there because I'm not sure and people can see for themselves. This does flop, so I'm going to include the word flopping in there. We have a few characters left. We have a lot of these already. Floppy. Yeah, so that about fills it up. So these are all the keywords that I want to use, but they're not in the order that I want them to be. What I want right in the front are just a few keywords that best describe what this is. So this is a pet interactive lobster toy, right? Dogs, cats, USB charging, shrimp, flopping, floppy. I think that's pretty good. Like I said, it's really only the first few keywords that really have to describe it. This is an interactive, let me actually change this, interactive pet lobster toy. That's what this is. The rest of it are just the keywords that I kind of jam in there. Dogs, cats, USB charging, shrimp, flopping, floppy. There we go. So now what I can do is I can go ahead and copy that, come back over here to Autods, paste it in. Then I'll click on save and import. And that item will then be published in my eBay store. The best part about this is that because we listed this item onto eBay with Autods, the software is now going to automate the rest. If the price of this item changes on CJ Dropshipping, Autods will automatically update the price on eBay for me. If the item goes out of stock on CJ Dropshipping, Autods will mark it as out of stock in my eBay store. You can even set it up to automatically order this item for you if someone buys it from you on eBay, and then it will be shipped directly to the customer. Again, if you want to get started with Autods, you can get a $1 trial of it with this ebook. That's linked up down below the first link. Now, there's obviously a lot more that goes into building a successful eBay dropshipping store, but I wanted to give you a rough outline here of the entire process just to get you started. If you want some more information, check out this video right here, which goes over how you can set up an automated Amazon to eBay dropshipping business fairly easily. And I'll see you over there in just 1 second.